Hi guys. Okay, so today I'm going to be doing another foundation review, and this time I'm going to be doing it on the Perricone MD no makeup skincare, no foundation serum number 2, which is in light to medium. It has SPF 30, and basically there's two types, just like when you go to the Sephora or wherever you're going to buy it. You might notice that there's two of them. The first one is just the no foundation, and this is the no foundation serum. Basically, I asked the lady what the difference was, and the other one is basically a BB cream. It primes, moisturizes, SPF, etc., etc. And that one's been on the market for, I think, like 2 years. And then this one is basically his skincare line infused in the makeup. So that one, she said you apply it like a moisturizer, you just blend it in. And this one you kind of have to pat into the skin and blend it. You guys will see in how I apply it, which I will have the clip in next. But I basically, this easiest way I found of doing it is tapping or putting a little bit of the foundation on my hand, tapping the blending brush in it, and then tapping it into my skin. I feel like it does waste some product. I'm still kind of figuring out how to use it, but it's like a first impressions kind of review. But I feel like that's the easiest way to apply it, because when you like pat it on the skin in like dots, how I usually apply my foundation, I feel like it goes kind of like evaporates right away. I feel like you don't get a lot of coverage. You have to apply and apply and apply, and I feel like when you tap it into the blending brush and then apply it in, I feel like you get better coverage. It says you only need 3 to 4 drops for your whole face. I completely disagree. You guys will see. I start off with 4 drops. Same thing happened this morning. I needed way more than 4 drops. I tapped it in, and yeah, it probably covered maybe my cheeks. Maybe for a smaller face or something, but not for me. So basically, the application process is dispense 3 to 4 drops into your palm and apply evenly to a face in circular motions. I just use my blending brush. As I said, you can use a regular brush, blending brush. I just use my regular beauty blender, but you guys can use a regular foundation brush if you want, a stippling brush, whatever you like. Basically, this is what the bottle looks like. You guys can see. It comes with this little dropper. You don't technically have to use the dropper. It does come with a little top twist off. It originally comes with this little twist off top. You can just pour it onto your hand if you like. I just think it's easier with the dropper because it has like a little, I guess, sifter in there that takes off any excess product from the tube, so it's not going everywhere. And then you just put the drops in your hand, on the back of my hand, and I just tap my beauty blender and then put it on around my face. So basically, I'm just gonna say it's formulated with anti-aging treatment benefits to improve appearance of firmness, wrinkles, and pores. It protects the skin with a broad spectrum, non-chemical, mineral-based SPF 30 while helping correct skin undertones. With a suede semi-matte finish, it diffuses imperfections and imparts a natural, healthy-looking complexion. Basically, his skincare line infused into the makeup. The lady was telling me all these skincare benefits, but I'm like, I'm not old yet. I don't really need firmness, anything like that. I also, in the video, you will also see that I tried the bronzer as well as the blush. I only got samples because I'm just like, hold on. I've never really used a completely like watery liquid bronzer and blush. So I think the blush was sold out anyways, but I'm tempted to get the bronzer just because I know I always contour, but I'm kind of liking this kind of natural looking bronzer. It's weird. Like, I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, it looks pretty. I don't know. So I'm just gonna let you guys know what it looks like throughout the day. The bronzer is a tiny bit shimmery, but you can't really tell unless you like certain lights. I just kind of blended it into the contours as usual on my forehead and on the sides. You guys will see in the clip, and then I will show you guys how it wears throughout the day. Like the application tells you, or like the packaging tells you, it does have kind of like a semi-matte finish. It does not have a lot of coverage whatsoever. It's pretty light coverage, actually. It's very watery. It's very thin. It's kind of hard to build up the coverage because it's not thick at all. I feel like it kind of sinks into your skin right away. But I will let you guys know how it wears throughout the day. I have very oily skin, so I did use a primer and finishing powder. That's just my everyday routine for all my foundations. Doesn't matter what it's for. So I will let you guys know how it works, and just keep on watching.
Is it right or is it wrong? There's only flame in your eyes, baby, keep it there. Being away from you, I found the liquid in here.
Okay, so it is now, dang it, where's my phone? Hey guys, so it's been about, I didn't say the time this morning, but it was around 5:40 when I recorded, when I had just finished doing my foundation. It was around 5:40 and I was running late for work. Well, I wasn't running late, but I had to go to work, so I couldn't come back and record. But it is now 10:54. I feel like you guys can't see it when so I'm gonna like move it a bunch of ways because I can't see myself. But it's 10:54, so it's been about 5 hours, and this is what it looks like so far. So far you can still see a little, you can still see the bronzer. Like, I feel like it's the same as when I applied it. I did apply powder over it, so I feel like that made it a little more faint. But you can still see the blush and the bronzer. It's super natural looking, so it's not faded. It's just very light. I am a little oily on my forehead, which is normal for me, but my nose is not oily. My chin, my cheeks, I'm pretty much, like, my cheeks look a little dewy, barely, but they're not like oily. The only thing that's oily so far is my forehead, which is like the first thing that gets oily no matter what I do. Doesn't matter. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit of my pressed powder my loose powder by Laura Mercier. And then I will check back with you guys when I get off of work. Okay, so it is now about 3:53, so it's been about, I don't know, it's been about 10 hours-ish since I put on the foundation. So, I mean, I got off of work around 3 o'clock. So it's been like an hour. And my car doesn't have AC in it, and I went to run an errand. It's just hot in Arizona. It's ridiculous. It is right now 104. I don't know if you guys can see that. But it feels like it's like 500 degrees outside. But as of right now, I mean, it just still looks like a little dewy. I mean, I feel like my eyes look worse. Look at that. See the struggle of having oily eyelids. I mean, the blush, you can still see it. The bronzer is like right underneath it. They're both kind of blended in together. So I think it did great for staying power. I mean, I feel like it did wear off. My chin is where I have like the most kind of discoloration and acne. But for the most part, I think it did a great job. It's still only shiny here. I didn't even powder that. I powdered my nose and my forehead. That's oily again, but that's expected. So overall, I think this did a great job. Okay, so I guess I didn't realize that I never filmed me applying the foundation with the beauty blender, so I had to refilm that. And then I didn't realize my card got full as I was filming my final thoughts about it, so I'm redoing that. So sorry about that. But I think it was good because it kind of gave me more time to like try it out and see what I think about it. I did notice that towards the end, it did accentuate a little bit of my dry patch right here, and I don't use primer. I don't use any mattifying primer there. I kind of avoid this area because this is where I like the only dry patch I really have. In the winter, I feel like I get more a little bit, but during the summer, I really don't have dryness except for this area is like always dry. So it did accentuate that a little bit, not a lot where it's like super flaky and everything, but it did look like a little ashy. So I would just be aware of that. If you guys have dry skin, this is probably not the best one for you because it has more of a matte finish. Not a completely powder matte, but it's definitely more, it definitely does not have a dewy finish. It's kind of like between a satin and a matte because it doesn't have like a super powdery finish to it. I kind of changed the way I've applied it to it. I do apply it like a regular foundation, but I feel like I have to use more product. Usually with the regular foundation, since it does have more coverage, I use less when I spot it on with my finger, dab it on onto my face with my finger. And with this one, I feel like I have to dab a lot of it because it like kind of almost evaporates right away. I feel like you do have to push it into the skin a little bit because if you try blending it out, it kind of doesn't sink into the skin. It kind of moves. So I would definitely push it into the skin and then blend it out. And then trying to think of what else you might need to know. I do recommend it for people with oily skin. It depends on how oily your skin is. You might have to touch up with it. I only had to touch it up like once or twice throughout the day, and it was over like almost 10 hours. I think it was 9 or 10 hours. So touching up twice over a 10-hour period is really not bad. I'm pretty sure if I had AC in my car, I wouldn't have to touch up as much, but considering I don't, that kind of makes it a little more difficult. It's very hot here, so it also depends on the climate, etc., etc. I did like it enough to go and purchase the little bronzer, and it is pricey, but like compared to this, I think this is $20 more. This is $55, the foundation serum, and this is $35. So it's $20 more. This one you get an ounce of it, and this one you get 0.3. So definitely has a heftier price tag, but I do love it. You guys will see in the video when I apply the foundation how I apply the bronzer as well as the blush. I only have a sample of the blush, and it was sold out anyway, so I didn't really have an option of purchasing it or not. It's sold out online, it's sold out in the store, the blush. This is almost sold out in the store, and I'm not sure. I didn't really ask about this one. But I really do like the bronzer though. A little does go a long way. You just need maybe like, it's nothing compared to I feel like the foundation, you need a lot more product to cover your whole face. I mean, obviously, but this one, a little really does go a long way. You maybe need like probably 4 drops total, maybe like a drop on each side, and then 2 for the forehead to cover the whole forehead. On my temples is where I use it, and that should be enough because it really does like kind of spread out really easily, and it does have some color to it. I feel like I can't talk. I think I would recommend this more for people with like more oily to normal skin. I don't think I would recommend this for dry skin. If it emphasized a little dry patch I have, I think if you have dry skin, you'll look really ashy and flaky. So people with oily skin though, this would be phenomenal for you. The bronzer does have like more of a dewy finish, more like a satiny dewy finish. It also does have a little bit of shimmer, which you can't really tell. The shimmer is really, really fine. You can kind of barely tell. It's nothing where it has like this super sheen. It just barely, like tiny little shimmer particles in there. You probably can't see it unless you're up close and you kind of like move your face in the sun. But I think it gives it like a nice little touch, more luminous, but not like illuminizing. It's not like, I don't know how to explain it. It does have tiny sheen particles, tiny little shimmer particles, but it's not something obvious to the face. I normally don't like any shimmer in my bronzers, but if you can't really tell that it has shimmer, then I'm totally okay with it. So overall, I definitely recommend this for people with oily skin. If you have dry skin, I would stay away from the foundation. I think you could try the blush and the bronzer, because the blush and the bronzer, I don't think, on my skin, it did not look like it had a matte finish. It looked not super dewy, but not super matte. This has more like a, maybe like a satiny finish. And then I top it off my foundation and blush and bronzer with the finishing powder, with the setting powder. So just because I have oily skin. So I definitely recommend this for you guys with oily skin. I think it's a great foundation. It's lightweight. If you guys need a lot of coverage, I don't recommend it, because you already kind of need a lot of product to get like a full face. So I think this would go like, I don't think it would be worth the money for you guys if you guys need a lot of coverage, because it doesn't cover a lot. You really need to build it up. You're gonna waste a lot of product trying to build it up. It's just a very, very sheer foundation. So this is just for you guys that have a little bit, maybe a little bit of acne. You're not afraid, you know, you can tap on some concealer to cover it up. But just, you know, something very lightweight, has a matte finish. I think this is great for the summertime actually, because it's just perfect. You don't want to wear anything cakey or heavy. You just want your skin to breathe a little bit, but just give you enough coverage where it like evens out your skin tone. So that's it for this review. I really hope you guys liked it. Let me know in the comments down below maybe which other foundation or which other products you want me to review. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!